Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is day 122 of playing chess every day until 2000, and I'm back to 1908. Okay, we got a game against the 1937. Okay, they take in this variation, and they go, no. Okay, we take, he takes. Now, I want to play the classical variation, which I know best, and after the knight goes back in this and here and queen, but I think the best move is to go knight to f6 and after it takes this, but I don't know the Tartak hour. After bishop to f5, he will go back here, and after bishop to g6, there will be knight to e5, and I have to go queen here to d6, and he might take and take. I still have to play what I know. Here, we draw back. Knight here, queen to d6, and after. Yeah, we have to be careful, because I'm not going to play the Tartak hour. I'm not familiar with it. Yeah, this move is a little bit annoying. A little bit. Now we have to go h6, and after knight to e5, I think queen to d6, or it's okay to go bishop to h7, but we have to be careful of queen here. Okay. Bishop to h7, there will be queen to h5, and after the move g6, my bishop will be crap forever. So the move is actually queen to d6. Whenever he takes, you take back with the queen. And if he pushed, I mean, now we never put the queen here, and I can just draw back and continue with knight to d7, knight to f6, and castle queenside. He needs to take, and after queen takes, he's going to play the move d4. A lot of theory you have to know in this variation. Two knights attack. Or you can simply play the Tartak hour in this position. When they get the knight here, just play knight to f6. He will take you, and after you take with this pawn, you get the bishop out and continue. But I don't like this variation, ever. Okay, so he didn't take my bishop, which is weird. I still cannot go to h7 because of the queen here, attack on this. So playing knight to d7, he will take, and I will take with the queen, and I will draw back. I think knight to d7 is the move, attack. You don't move the bishop back. They want this. They love this. They want this. They probably learned this trap on YouTube, and they're like, oh, I want to play it. But as long as you keep the bishop here, you will be okay. Just don't put the bishop back, because that will allow queen in, and there's actually no way to defend against this check unless you play the move g6, and your bishop is garbage right now. Yeah. So now we're trying to remove this knight, and if he takes, we will, happily take his queen and give a check while castling and target the pawn. So I think the best move is to actually go knight takes g6, queen takes g6. Yeah. And now I think bishop to d3 is the move. I think. Because it's a good move. It's just a tempo. You win in tempo and you're attacking the queen. It doesn't seem like a bad move. Bishop to d3, I don't think the move is queen to e6 check. Many of you would play check, but this will stop the pawn from pushing and our bishop will not be developed. So the move, I think it's queen to d6, bishop to d3, queen to d6, and then there is this move queen to knight to f5 to attack my queen and also defending this pawn. And then we just drop to c7, get the knights out and castle queenside or kingside. It doesn't, we're not sure yet. Yeah. Oh, my eye. Maybe he's not used to this and he's thinking, because many people fall for that, really. And I used to fall for it all the time. I was like, what, you want to take my bishop? I just draw back. And I get struck with the move queen to h5, threatening this. And when I play the move g6, he actually sacrifices the queen by playing bishop to c4. And if you take the queen, you will get checkmated in one move. So he's hating that I'm playing actually the best move and the theory move. And now he needs to go here, and I know the theory is queen to d6, and after knight to f5 or knight to e4. No, knight to e4 is bad because we win the pawn. So after bishop to d3, queen to d6, and knight to f5, we go queen to c7. Yeah, go here. He's gonna play this. Queen to c7 will be fine. And then just develop the pieces, try to castle, open up for the bishop to get out, and continue the game. Now, why this move? Sometimes they play it, sometimes they don't. But I believe most of the time that I play this variation, they go here to attack the queen, defend the pawn, force me back. But he's just making very weird moves. I mean, this move is not supposed to happen. He can play it, but yeah. So now he wants to go for this, even though it is defended by the knight, which is a little bit crazy. Now, knight to f6, there will be the move knight to f5, queen to c7. He might try to castle, then the move e6, trying to put the bishop on d6. I think we'll be fine. Or we need to stop this move. I don't think. Or maybe we can. See, knight to f5, we can stop it by the move e6, and we'll also open it up for the bishop. So e6, there will be knight to e4, queen to c7, and there are no checks. I think that is best. Yeah. Let's go for the move e6, knight here, knight to e4, queen to c7, trying to put the bishop on d6 when he tries to castle, even though it's not useful, the pawn is here. But if he wants to castle kingside, I mean, it's a little bit weird because of this pawn. So the problem with this variation that they go for, it weakens their kingside pawns. And most of the time they actually castle kingside. So he has to be careful. Unless he played queen to d2 or queen to e2, trying to castle queenside, and that will be a completely different thing. My next move is to stop this move, knight to e4, if he did not play it. If he played, I'm just going to go queen to c7, and if he didn't, I'm going to play knight to f6, holding that square from him. I'm developing my pieces, and then actually, many of you would try to go for this check, but I won't. You know why? Because after this check, I mean, whatever he blocks, even if he blocks with the pawn, with the bishop, or the queen, he will lose this pawn. But there will be rook to b1. The queen needs to move or take this pawn, and we will lose this pawn, and my king's not castled, my pieces are not developed, so winning a pawn, it's not useful for me in this variation. You have to get your pieces active. So I'm not going for this check to win the pawn, even though it's clear that it might be a free pawn. Why? Why are you defending it? I'm not stupid to go for it to take this. My pieces are not developed. I develop my knight to hold the square from his knight, and my next move is to go queen to c7, or bishop to d6, trying to take this knight, ruin his structure, and win a pawn at least. Yeah. You can also try to play h5, knight to g4, but the bishop can easily move away, so it's not a good move. I'm going to play queen to c7, bishop to d6, and I'm not sure where to castle yet, but I think I'm going to castle kingside. Yeah, because the knight and the pawns are in a very good shape and defending the king, so yeah. And if I win this game, which I will win this game, hopefully I will win this game, I will be at my highest rating ever. Maybe like 1917. My highest rating was 1909. Yeah. And we're getting closer to our goal. Now he doesn't have knight here. He does have it, but we just take it. And after bishop here, we develop the other knight. What is this move? Okay. Me c queen, me attack queen. He's just trying to force this move, bishop to f4, attacking my queen. But I believe we go queen to c7, and after bishop to f4, we play bishop to d6. After bishop takes, queen takes, knight here, we go takes, and if he takes, we put the knight on f6. I think I have played the exact same moves in an earlier game, not today or yesterday, but I played it before. Now he's gonna go bishop to f4, bishop to d6, bishop takes, queen takes, knight here, knight takes, queen takes, or bishop takes, we don't care. We're gonna put the other knight here, and then we're gonna castle, and the game continues. This is it is an okay move. It's not going to be attacked by my pieces anytime sooner, so it's not a bad move. Yeah, castling this side is a little bit sus. Why? You can castle queenside, I mean, but maybe he's aiming for a queenside attack with the pawns. And knight to d5 will stop this move forever. We'll kick away the bishop. But if I try to take the bishop, he will take with the pawn, opening up for the queen and the rook to attack this pawn. Yeah, but we also put the knight on f6. That would be nice. So we can play bishop to d6, which I'm trying to castle, and also stopping the bishop from going to f4. So I believe, but wait, bishop to d6 will be c4, and I play b6, and after this takes, and then we can take with the knight. I think we're going to be fine, because in this variation, they castle king side and they pawn storm on the queen side, and we have to, you know, do something, some kind of an attack. And actually my threat, if he did not play the move c4, is to play knight to d5. And if he allowed me to take, oopsie, he lost the knight. And if I take like this and he takes with the queen, he's not going to open up anything, and that would be not good for him as well. I think the move that he's supposed to play is knight to e4 at some point, and I have to take, and he takes with the bishop or with the queen. We put the other knight here. Okay, he's developing his rook to a good square. I don't hate it. See, I can do something here. I can go bishop takes knight. Okay. If he takes with the queen, I will take with the queen, and he will ruin his pawn structure. His king will not be that good anymore. And knight to d5, attacking the bishop and putting the other knight on f6. And whenever he attacks me, I can drop back, but that's a fork. We have to be careful. Yeah, so maybe we drop back here. No, the bishop is already done. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Sometimes I miscalculate. It happens. So I have a chance to ruin his structure. Because if bishop takes and he takes with the pawn, yes, you have an active rook now, an active file, but I'm going to castle queenside, and you have a bad structure. But he can always use it against me, so that's not a good thing. Knight to d5, attacking the bishop. The bishop needs to get the hell out of here because I'm going to take it. And I can also put the other knight on f6. But this knight is controlling this square. What should I do? I mean, castling queenside, he will just start, pushing his pawns and try to attack me. And I cannot play this move to weaken my pawn a lot, and any rook moves will be very painful. So bishop takes. If he takes with the queen, we just take, and after pawn takes, I think we just castle queenside or kingside. It doesn't really matter, because he can never do anything that's going to be annoying for me. And bishop takes, he takes with the pawn. He keeps the queen on the board so that he can might go for this, and after I take, he takes. I need to move the knight, and maybe if you put the rook here, but I can defend by moving the knight somewhere. But I'm giving away the bishop to ruin his structure, so that's a good reason to trade the bishop for the knight. But he would always have the bishop bare. That is a little bit bad. Knight to d5, if he moved the bishop somewhere, and we just castle, we lose the pawn. So bishop takes, queen takes, pawn takes, and then we play knight to d5 and knight to f6. But if bishop takes, pawn takes, then we figure it out. I think the move is bishop takes knight. Right away, he just, okay, give me the queen. So he ruined his pawn structure. He will never have this push g4, and I can play the move knight to g4, attacking his bishop. The bishop goes here. So if I play the move knight to d5, I will take his bishop, like for real. Knight to d5, bishop moves somewhere. We have to play the move b5 to stop him from going for this, and after it takes, he takes with the bishop. We don't care, because after bishop takes, we take with the pawn. Yeah, I think this is the move. Knight to d5, attack the bishop. He cannot go here. Oh, he can actually go there. Why? Because that will fix his structure. Yeah, that was a little bit bad by me. But if he went here, I would move g5. He takes and I take, and after bishop takes, I go rook to g8 and bishop here. He just went back. Okay, he just made it easy for me. Now, we need to stop this. So we can play knight to f6, but there will be the move c4. And after c4, I think we drop the knight here. He pushes again, and then we have a perfect space for the, yeah. I think we use the other knight to hold on to the square, g4, and I believe we're going to see the move c4. knight here. If he pushes, my knight will live there forever. Let's go back. And now we are threatening the castle this side. But I believe castling kingside is safer because he can never have anything. That's what I believe. But I mean, rook to d8 seems very beautiful. Rook to d8, he needs to defend this, and he's going to defend it with the bishop. Then we will play the move c5. He cannot take, he'll lose the bishop. And if he pushed, we just, oh, we cannot take. That's why we have to castle. Right? We have to castle. If I castled, the rook will be here, and I'm attacking the pawn. He cannot defend because of the move c5. And if he take, he'll lose the bishop. And if he, oh, he can actually take it, because when I take here, he can take my knight. Castling queenside will definitely give me a very powerful rook, and will unpin this pawn. And also castling queenside, we might put the rook on g8, trying to go for this, and after takes. Weird. Okay, so castling queenside, the rook will be here. I'm attacking the pawn. Playing bishop here or bishop here, we're going to play the move c5. If he takes, he's attacking my knight. I can take like this, he will take my knight, and after I take, not a good thing. Definitely not a good thing. And putting the rook on d8, I mean, the pawns will be very, very annoying, especially if things opened up. So I think we have to castle kingside. But if I put the rook on d8, he can just push it, and after takes, we can just take. But after rook to d8, he will actually defend with the bishop. Or maybe going knight to g4, so that after rook to d8, he will not put the bishop here because we will just take it. But after that, he can just, after rook to d8, he can put the bishop on c3 to defend. And when we play this, he cannot take us, because after we take the bishop, he takes the knight, I take the other bishop, he goes here, and I castle, and I'm defending against the potential queen promotion. But this move is a little bit, I mean, he cannot target it right away, but yes, he can play bishop here. And it's not a good thing to put a pawn here, especially when he takes. Putting a pawn here is not a good thing. So how about just castling? Castling and play it safe. Let's just castle, play it safe, and then play this move. If he was not careful, okay, now he's putting the rook on a good square. Good thing. Rook to d8, bishop here or bishop here. Playing this move will not be helpful anymore because now the bishop is protected. We had our chance to do something, but we did not play it. Okay, now what? We can go for the c5 push right away. But he can just take. Come on. What is that? See, I think this rook needs to stay there. Rook fd8, bishop here or bishop here. I think we have to go for it. Let's go rook d8. We have to be careful, but there's a pawn here. Okay, so that's the best way to defend. Now playing the move c5 will not help us unless we have double rooks to win the bishop. So should we go for doubling up the rooks? I don't see a reason why not, because if the move c5, that will be a horrendous move because of the knight to d5. I have a very powerful knight, so we cannot play this. So he might try to go for this. No, just moving the bishop away. Understand. The bishop will, okay, so he might go for this. That might be annoying. Yeah, this move might be annoying. Take, knight needs to move, but I can put the knight here right away. Wait, he just blundered the pawn. Why do I not see that he made a blunder right away? I have to recognize this blunders right away. This is a blunder, this is a move, right? The bishop needs to move. Bishop to a5, it's annoying. And after takes here, he takes my knight, and after takes, well, the pawn will be hanging. If he push the pawn, take the bishop, I think that the move knight to e4. So I think this move was a blunder, but we have to be careful and we have to think of everything. Knight to e4, how can he defend the pawn? Well, he cannot because the bishop will be hanging. He needs to move, or knight to e4, there is rook to d3. See, you don't play a move right away, you think what's going to happen. Knight to e4, he can put the rook here, defending this and defending this. But is it a good move? No, because we can still take the bishop, and after rook takes, we can win the pawn. See? So after knight here, this move, knight takes, rook takes, and we take this pawn. Anything bad will happen. If they hit this, we go here. I think we'll be good after knight to e4. After knight to e4, is there a kind of discovery? Maybe it could be this move if the rook, if the pawn was not here, but there's no move like this. I think we can go knight to e4, and he just blundered the pawn. He just went here right away. That is very... I still believe he blundered the pawn, so I don't really know. Okay, so now this is his strategy. Play fast, thinking that he played the best move. Understand. Okay, so we play rook to d8. Why? Because we're going to go back with the knight attacking this pawn and this pawn. We go rook to d8. This push will not help him. Yeah, he just lost the pawn. I'm attacking this pawn, and I'm attacking this pawn. Yeah, he just crumbled. He just... yeah, he just blundered the pawn. Now he blundered the other pawn. He cannot play this move. He cannot defend. And I did not play it earlier. I wanted to play rook to d8 so that if he found a way to defend this pawn, these two pawns, I will always have this pawn as a target and I will win it. So I would be up 2 pawns, and that will be very easy conversion. I think we're gonna reach our highest peak on this journey. Hopefully the internet does not disconnect. I only have 2 bars. It's very annoying my phone. Like, I have the auto hotspot, you know, just turning on the internet from my phone and then just giving it to my laptop, and sometimes it just stops working. And sometimes I lose the games that I'm recording because because of the internet connection. So hopefully that does not happen today. Because I have a very good position, my pieces are beautiful. I believe he's gonna go for something like c5, but I put the knight here. What is that? So if knight takes, there will be bishop takes. Rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, rook takes. We're not winning this. We have knight here, but we cannot win the pawn. We can play the move c5. He cannot take, we will win the rook, and after he takes my knight, I think we take this pawn, and after this move we just take the bishop because there will be no queen because the rook is defending. So we can play the move c5 as a first plan. If he pushed, well, we take the pawn and the knight will not be defended. We have to be careful. How about just taking here? If he takes, play the move g5. He still has a square, and if we play this, he can win the pawn, so this is not a good move. Knight here is not a good move because we can just repeat moves. That's something that you don't want. Playing the move e5, he can just take with the rook. So c5, I think, is the move. If he push, we take, and after takes, 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 takes. We have to be careful. Wait. c5, pawn push, takes, takes, and knight takes. Hold on. c5, pawn here. Pawn takes, knight takes, and rook takes, because if rook takes, he plays this check. But I take, and then he takes me. But then we win the pawn, so... Hold on, we have to think. c5 takes, we just win the rook, and he cannot have a queen. c5, he pushes, I take, takes, knight takes. Rook takes, wait, c5 here, takes, knight takes, rook takes, check. we take, and after he takes me here, he just has 2 bishops, and I have the rook and the knight, and I will win this pawn. So I believe that c5 push will be good. c5, he cannot take. c5, if he push, will be take, and knight take, and that will not be good for him. So c5, I guess it is the move, but we have to be careful after this. Takes, the knight will be undefended. And after c5, pawn here, takes. Oh wait, c5, pawn here, and I take. There is bishop to g4, pinning the knight to the rook. But here, this takes here, and now I can just win the rook, so needs to move. I think the move c5 is good. I think. Yes, we're opening up for the strong bishop, but we're trying to... I mean, he can never take that. He will lose the rook right away, and he will lose the pawn. So he pushes. That's the only option. Did I blunder? Oh, he blundered. He resigned. Okay, nice. Because I was like, holy shit, he played the thing that I was not thinking he's gonna play. So I thought that I blundered, but then he blundered, and that's... Yeah. Now we're gonna check the game review, and we are at 1917, my highest rating ever. And I'm gonna show you something even more beautiful after we finish this game review. I believe, oh my goodness. Oh my god, way to go. You took the advantage and then finished off your opponent when you saw your chance. 98.4. Damn. Let's go. This, playing the classical variation, it's a little bit tricky. You have to know every single thing in this variation. See? See what happens? This is the best move, and if you don't know it, you will lose the game, because if you went back thinking that you don't want him to ruin his structure, after you went back, he puts the queen here, there's no way to defend, you play this move, and then he sacrificed the queen by playing bishop to c4, and if you take the queen, you will get checkmated. So this is a very common trap, and the only move is queen to d6. How do I know this? I did not learn an opening book, I did not learn anything, I just fell for this a billion times, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna learn how to actually fight against this from the engine, from the game review. And the best move is queen to d6, so I always memorize this. Very nice. Yeah, I was supposed to give a check, but I was not gonna put something in my pawn's face. Okay, everything is nice. Ruining the structure was actually a good move. Oh, that's a little bit of an inaccuracy. I wanted to go here. I mean, yes, I mean, this is also fine. You're disconnecting from every kind of sacrifice on this side, and you're unpinning the pawn in case he pushed. Yeah. But I was like, what is... I mean, here is better, because you might have some jumps here and there. Yeah. I had to play rook d8 right away, but I did not play it. You played this. I played rook fd8, which is the best move. I'm really happy. Doubling up. Now this is a blunder, I guess. It's not that much of a blunder. Yeah, he had to go here. Try to go do something tricky or something. Oh yeah, bishop to g4 was best. Why? Because he might be threatening this, because if takes, I cannot take. I'll lose the rook. So yeah, you're giving away a pawn to go for the center, but he did not play that. And now we're good, and now we're attacking another pawn. Playing the move c5, the perfect pawn break at the perfect time, and he took. That's a blunder. And next is just rook takes d3. If he takes the knight, we just take this pawn. If he takes here, we just take the bishop. He cannot make a queen because of rook takes a8, and the rook is not there to protect the pawn to make a queen. So we're definitely winning this one. Let's check the accuracy of the opening. 100, 97.7, but like 2500. That's very beautiful. Now I'm going to show you something that's very beautiful. I'm going to show you the stats. I never had this before, ever. We're going to show you 1917. That's beautiful. All time. And let's go here. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wins in a row. 8 wins in a row, and I'm at 1917, my highest peak ever, and we played on 98.4. I'm getting better and better. Hopefully we're gonna reach 2000, in 2 months, something like that. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow.